Please remain standing for the posting of the colors by the Westover High School JROTC, followed by the national anthem and the school alma mater by the Westover High School Choral Connection and Band. Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning. My name is Daniel Smith, and I welcome each of you to Westover High School's 45th commencement exercise. We are honored to share with you this sacred event in the lives of your graduates. We ask that you hold your applause throughout the program, and please place your phones on silent as we will follow the program as printed. On a personal note, it's an honor to be with you all here today as the 2022 Westover High School and Cumberland County Teacher of the Year. I think I can speak for everyone in the building when I say that we are all incredibly proud of all of our graduates today. Yeah, I've had the privilege of watching you all grow throughout your journey over the past 4 years. So thank you for allowing me to play just a small part in that. Today, class of 2022, is the first day of the rest of your lives. So be proud of yourselves. You've earned it. But remember, this is only the beginning. So I leave you with this one last time for old time's sake. If no one has told you lately, I love you all. Now go forth, change the world, go do something nice for somebody. It's not that hard. Love you, class of 2022. Congratulations. At this time, we will have our recognition of stage guests and a brief reflection by our principal, Dr. Lowry.
It is an honor to introduce to you our distinguished guests. During their introductions, we ask that they stand and remain standing until all guests have been recognized. Superintendent of Cumberland County Schools, Dr. Marvin Conley, Jr. From the Cumberland County Board of Education, Mr. Greg West, Chair. Ms. Alicia Chisholm, Mrs. Carrie Sutton, Mrs. Donna Van, Mrs. Susan Williams. Representatives from Cumberland County School Central Services, Dr. Mary Black, Associate Superintendent of Student Support Services, Mrs. Betty Musselwhite, Associate Superintendent of School Support Services, Mr. Ruben Reyes, Associate Superintendent of Human Resources, Mr. Nick Soika, Board Attorney, Dr. Lindsay Whitley, Associate Superintendent of Communications and Community Engagement, Dr. Stacy Wilson-Norman, Chief Academic Officer, Academic Services, Dr. Jane Fields, Assistant Superintendent of K-12 Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Tanjay Robinson, Area Superintendent of School Support Services, representatives of our valedictorian, representatives of our salutatorian, representatives from the Westover High School staff, both past and present, representatives from all other Cumberland County schools. Please help us in welcoming our guests by way of applause. Continuing with introductions, guests and friends, I would like to introduce to you a group of students who are here in spite of. I introduce to you overcomers, lenders, conquerors, change agents. Audience, I introduce to you the class of 2022. Please help us in congratulating these students on their current accomplishments and future endeavors. Graduates, if I were to leave any advice for you today as your principal, I would tell you that part of winning is failing. A lesson I've had to learn personally without a roadmap or script. Every person in this room will tell you that the thing that they do so well, they did without experience. There's some awesome educators in here, but when starting, they felt lost and overwhelmed and honestly had no earthly idea what they were doing. That great speaker, painter, singer, author, entrepreneur would share that they were devastated the first time they shared their talent. You start everything from a place of not knowing. Now, this may sound surprising, but you have demonstrated such as well. When you first tried to walk, to speak, to read, when you entered kindergarten, it was all from a place of not knowing. But through doing, you learn. More than likely, you will fail the first time, but keep going until you perfect that which you've been called to do. You will have many people speak negatively, and your number of supporters will decrease. When you were a child learning, if people surfaced and said, "Don't let him walk, he's going to fall. Don't let him speak, he might not say that word right. Do not let her go to kindergarten, she might not graduate from high school." You thought they were insane and unhinged. Put in that same category people who might say, "No one in your family has graduated from college, don't go." Or people who say, "Don't apply for that job, you might not get it." Or "Stay here in Fayetteville, it's so familiar." These statements should sound just as incoherent and irrational as my previous statements. Remember, the unfamiliar is where you will grow, where you will blossom, and you will change the world. A second point I would like to leave with you is to never, ever forget where you came from. This will keep you humble and appreciative. Now, this doesn't mean that where you were born defines you. It just means that where you came from is a part of the plan of where you're going. Sometimes I hear people say, Dr. Larry, you graduated from high school at 16, you started teaching at 19, and you have degrees, but none of that is important. I know where I came from, and that's what's important. What's important is, yes, I graduated from high school and went to college, but I did all of that because I was homeless. I finished a bachelor's degree in 2 years because I was in foster care. I could not believe that I was there and was afraid that someone was going to take it away. Many of you have lost parents, some just last week. Some of you endured the unthinkable, and I come to tell you that that is your reason that you're here. You have been chosen for a time like this to outlast it. You've been chosen to lead and to overcome. So when you feel like you're not going to make it, when your dream just doesn't seem to come to pass, when you question why things are happening, remember what you want and don't quit. Remember that pain and hurt is proof that you're still here, that you're still alive. The fact that it hurts means that you're still living. It means that you're still breathing. It means that there is a plan for your life and that you are not done. Pain will be part of your process. Never, ever let anyone tell you different. So when you leave this Coliseum, remember that everything you touch, every room you enter, every word you speak, you will leave a major impression simply because you are you. Bruised and all, you are you. I love you. At this time, I would like to recognize 2 Westover High School students from the class of 2022. The valedictorian is the student with the highest grade point average of his or her class. This year's valedictorian with a grade point average of 4.35 will be attending the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, majoring in peace, war, and defense, minoring in global studies, is Miss Katie Lynn Royal. The salutatorian is a student with the second highest grade point average of his or her class. This year's salutatorian with a grade point average of 4.28 will be attending the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, majoring in kinesiology with a minor in mathematics, is Ms. Zoe Elise McKenzie. At this time, we'll have our salutatory address, followed by our valedictorian address.
Good morning, class of 2022. Friends, family, faculty, and staff. I am Zoe McKenzie, your salutatorian. I am honored to stand before you today. Class of 2022, we have had quite the journey during our high school experience. Journeys are nothing new to me, as I experienced loss at a young age, which changed the trajectory of my life. Many of us can relate to experiences that have changed us in some way, shape, or form. With that being said, our classes had to deal with hurdles that no other class has had to deal with. Yes, I know, everyone has had hurdles, but we carry the torch for having to bear the trauma, disruption, and everything else that comes with dealing with the pandemic. We have adjusted to virtual learning, missed 2 years of traditional schooling, and way too many other things to mention at this time. One thing surviving this pandemic has taught me is that we are stronger than we may think, and we can make it through anything that comes our way. This has been a life lesson for us all. We have learned to change and adapt on demand. If nothing else, the pandemic has taught us so much about ourselves. We have learned that as much as we dreaded coming to school day after day, we actually missed the things we thought we would never miss. From talking to friends and teachers, walking the hallways, Friday night football games, or simply just eating in the cafeteria, we needed these interactions which come with the high school experience. Those of us who thrived during this time did such things as started businesses, worked long hours, wrote books, and became master gamers, to name a few. Those of us who did not thrive battled anxiety, depression, and dealing with life the best way we could. But through it all, we still made it. Maya Angelou, the late American poet, once said, "Open your eyes to the beauty around you. Open your mind to the wonders of life. Open your heart to those who love you, and always be true to yourself." These are words to live by as we go into the world and make our mark. Class of 2022, we survived all the chaos of this pandemic, and we will survive whatever life throws our way. Remember, don't give up. Keep striving. If you give up, you will never know your potential and learn what makes you the person you are. We are all different and have different journeys to take. Take this journey and live life to the fullest. Congratulations, Class of 2022. I wish you all the best. We are not only survivors, but we are thrivers.
It is my pleasure to welcome students, faculty, family, and friends to Westover High School's graduation for the Class of 2022. It's safe to say that with COVID-19, the Class of 2022 did not have the traditional high school experience. In the middle of our 10th grade year, we were suddenly out of school with no idea of when we would return. The next thing we knew, all of our classes are virtual, which I think was more of a challenge for the parents and the teachers than the kids. We missed out on some of the typical experiences that juniors and seniors have, such as junior prom and homecoming, but we made it to the most important one, graduation. I want to take a moment to acknowledge all the staff of Westover. They helped make the past 4 years memorable. In the midst of the pandemic, they were always here for us and were constantly looking for ways to make our senior year special. Every person in this room has made an impact on the graduates that are sitting here today. Many of us would not be here if it weren't for you, so I would like to thank you all for the guidance you gave us throughout these trying times. It may seem cliche, but there are some who never make it to this day. I know we are all proud that we have made it here, and I know we will continue to succeed throughout our lives. No matter what path you choose to take when you leave this Coliseum, whether it be college, the military, or the workforce, you are going to face challenges. The important thing is that you don't let them stop you from achieving your goals. Even the greatest people in society started where we are now. The world is ours to explore. We could be sitting next to someone that, in 10 years, becomes a senator or is the next Jeff Bezos. The sky's the limit once you step out of this building. I would like for you to remember that leaving a legacy or achieving greatness doesn't necessarily mean that you have money or recognition. It means that we leave the people with whom we cross paths a little more happiness and hope. So, to the Class of 2022, I want to congratulate all of you and wish you luck on all your future endeavors.
Will the candidates for graduation on the stage please move to the floor as we prepare for the calling of names? Will Dr. Lowry, Command Sergeant Major Caldwell, Major Staples, and our marshals please prepare for our graduates? Audience, please remember that your children have put in the time and sacrifice, and we want all names to be heard. We ask that you please hold all applause and refrain from disruptions as we honor this sacred event. Will rows 1 and 2 please stand? Ismail Yasser Abdurrahman, Christopher Efren Aldana, Arij Nashwan Aldofri, Jaron Ian Alexander, Nadia Nabil Al-Khatani, Julay Nicole Allen, Joseph Robert Allen, Nalani Christine Alston, Leah Nicole Altaye Walde Emmanuel, Twan Montel Anderson Jr., Zaira Najee Simone Autry, Shawnquez Dante Avery Spates, Caleb Baldwin, Tyvon Nehemiah Baldwin, Raven Ayana Bellamy, Marcos Gabriel Benavides, Anthony DeRay Bilby, Angelina Yvonne Blakey, DeSheila Conracia Blossom, Jalen Khalil Booker, Nisaiah Ahmad Boykin, Raekwon Jamel Brewington, Anthony Deshaun Brown, Talia Liani Brown, Sari Natanya Arella Bullock, Elijah Burnett, Jaquan Marquise Tyree Bernie Cuffey, Davion Montrell Burns, DeAndre Tyson Cade, Zion Quazarius Holloway, Nakai Stephan Callwood, Mikey DeShannon Campbell, Ayesha Dominique Cannon, Joaquin Eduardo Sedano Alcervar, Alicia Brianna Chapman, Taylor Renee Cherry, Derek Edmey Chevalier, Dalton Curtis Seacon, Kyle Malik Clark, Layla Anaya Dockery, Jacqueline Alexis Destiny Douglas, Flora Faith Edwards, James Randolph Edwards, Isaiah Scott Elkins, back to the seat. Okay, thank you. Got it. Samar Alexander Clinkscales, Shaughnessy Juliana Cogdell, Isaiah Antonio Coleman, Ayana Ebony Colon, David Jamel Comer, China Ariana Cooper, Damian Michael Correa, Denia Sine Covington, Destiny Tashera Craig Miles, Lucia Cristiana Cruz Salas, Alquan Elise Daniel, Jonathan Miles Davis, Kendrick Shumar Davis, Taylor Michelle Davis. Faith Tiaja Marie Delige. Devin Ray DeSimone. Zakia Chanel Diamond. Xavier Julius Diaz. Nair Alejandra Diaz Diaz. Layla Anaya Dockery. Jacqueline Alexis Destiny Douglas. Flora Faith Edwards. James Randolph Edwards. Isaiah Scott Elkins. Evelianas Figueroa Aponte. Michaela Oniel Fletcher. Jaden Rain Ford. Justin William Friedrich. Angelina Gianni Garcia. Giovanni Garcia. Jamir Josiah Gear. Sean G. Paris Elizabeth Gentry. Jansen Gibbs. Gerald Jabari Gibson. Xavier Malik Gilbert. Ileana Coral Gonzalez. Layla Jade Good. Kanaya Sequoia Graham. Zanice Gwendolyn Granville. Amani Janae Green. Kalia Nicole Green. Tyler James Greenwood. Zarante Omarion Hamilton. DeAndre Brandon Harris. Savon Hatch. Renea Nayari Hayes. Alicia Elana Henderson. Ayana Yavasni Henderson. Lanaya Victoria Heslip. Kennedy J. Hymea Smith. Sarah Ellen Holcomb. Khalil Kendall Hudson. Joscar Jose Izquierdo. Kayla Arlene Jacob. August Juliet James. Lijanae Jean-Baptiste. Maya Denise Jenkins. Elena Maureen Johnson. Corey Trayvon Johnson. Keon Heimer Johnson. Philip Charles Johnson. Amira Anjuli Johnson Eddington. Mia Hassana Johnson Williams. Dylan Elijah Jones. Jade Ivoriana Jones. Jashawn Michael Jones. Tavon Kewan Jones. William Christopher Jones. Brooklyn Kayona Jr. Harmony Nicole Kelly. Shanye Amarion Kemp. Naki Lewis Keys. Gabrielle Jameson Kiefer. Jermaine LaDouglas King. Levante Ashawn Lassiter. Amir Latara Lattimore. Richard Yvonne Ledesma. Kayla Janae Lewis. Jaleel Nasir Liggins Muhammad. Dakota Ivory Little. Zachary Stanley Little. Jeremiah Adrian Marquez. Ernest Leroy Martin. Jalanice Amani Quinte Martinez. Louis Amari McAllister. Cortez Ramon McCormick. Omonte Jeremiah McDonald. Keyshawn Julius McDowell. Zoe Elise McKenzie. Zycoria Elijah McMillan. Jaquel McNeil. Kellen Rashad McNeil. Tiara Janae McNeil. Kyla Ashley McPherson. Rashid Keon McQueen. Renee Samantha Mead. Danny Craig Metz. Angelina Daniela Miseli. Sydney Amira Mitchell. Cortez Rayshawn Monroe. Vashad Romel Monroe. Ariana Lachey Montanique. Emily Maria Moody. Chantel Janice Moore. Denijah Tia Morgan. Ahmad Tariq Muhammad Bryant. Antonio Nicholson. Faith Marie Oates. Anaya Jasmine Owens. Takira Nichelle Owens. Timesia Katina Ikera Patton. Abriana Deanna Pearsall. Alayla Ionette Sadie Peppers. Rafael Javier Perez. Aliana Kai Pickering. Tegan LaShawn Garrod Pickett. Aaliyah Kiara Platt. Kira Brianna Poole. Michael Antonio Poole. Lanice Ana Alisa Porto. Christina Nancy Preston. Joshua Christian Reese. Willie Lawrence Reed. Content Denali Montel Richards. Angel Diaz Richardson. Richard Michael Rivera. Ruben Antonio Rivera. Mahogany Ebony Roberts. Daryl Andre Robinson III. Chelsea Lanaya Rodriguez Yaquez. Katie Lynn Royal. Maram Muhammad Saleh. Tamiko Alfred Samo. Gabriel Edward Sanchez. Ariel Chatasia Sanders. Raylyn May Santos. Vansh Sharma. Labria Micaiah Shelvin. Isaiah Xavier Shepard. Robert Jasir Sherman. Jordan Lee Smith. Michaela Nicole Smith. Tyreek Jeremy Smith. Jasmine Amy Smith. Omari David Solomon. Nelson Miguel Ivan Soriano. Kayvon James Spence. Jamari Dewan Stallion. Anthony Wesley Stump. Piper Lee Suchoki. Kiera Elise Sider. Keandre Shaheem Ortez Tate. Brian Adam Taylor. Brianna Andres Taylor. Christian Xavier Taylor. Denasia Zenaria Taylor. Kamari Laquel Taylor. If I could please ask the audience to show the respect and kindness to our graduates. They've worked very hard for this day, and the disruptions are very disrespectful. Neve Zaire Cherry. Imani Leandra Thomas. Jada Alexandra Thomas. Troy Hunter Thomas. Abigail Elisa Shombe. Stacy Janine Thompson. Naya Amelia Thorne. Talia Cherie Thornton. Marquise Tillman. Anthony Ronald Lucas Towery. Terrell Shivala Van Jr. Jaleel Anan Vasquez. Alejandro Xavier Valez. Tu Min Vo. Xavion Malik Walker. Arion Maurice Wardlaw. Stefan Isaiah Warner. Taekwon Washington. Denisha Kalia Watkins. Logan Jean Watkins. Cassandra Sakaya Webster. Javaris Dion White. Destiny Renee Wiley. Alexiana Williams. Cephas Tyrone Williams. Dealquez Laquan Williams. Jada Ranasia Williams. Lawrence James Williams. Nevea Zybri Williams. Nakira Tasha Williams. Vander Williams. Liliana Nave Williamson. Naya Soleil Wilson. Lanaya Paige Whitson. Remington Alexander Workman, Jr. Lonnie Kiwan Wright. Santos Enrique Yoakum. Jalen Maurice Young.
Families and graduates, we thank you so much for your cooperation during our commencement exercise. We ask that you please hold your applause and remain stationary until the turning of the tassel and the exit of our stage guests and graduates. Will our candidates for graduation please stand? Candidates, today you have changed the trajectory of your life. Just by standing here today, you are changing the bloodline of your family. You are being set up to be the voice of so many. Your past is over, and today you are new. Today you are graduates. By the power vested in me by the state of North Carolina and the Department of Public Instruction, I declare you graduates of the class of 2022 from Westover High School. You may turn your tassel from right to left. Congratulations.